This is just going to be covering the basic overview um, for Albion Online for starting a new character. Be starting in just a moment. All right. So when you create your character and you log in, this is where you'll be taken to. You'll be taken just to a dock at some point on the map. And in order to check and see where you are, down here you have a little mini map in the bottom right hand corner. You have a picture of the globe beside that. If you click on that, it's going to bring up the world map. So the red arrow there, that's where you are. And if you use the mouse wheel and scroll out, you can kind of zoom back a bit. And again, if you look down here, there's a mini map, so you can kind of see the red box is the area that you're in, so then you can see the continent that you're on. And if you click with the right mouse button and then move the mouse, you can pan around the map to see the area and the names, the different areas of the map. If you put your mouse, hover over one of the maps and then right click on it, it's going to bring up the information. So it says up here that it's safe, so it's not a PvP zone. And down here at the bottom, it tells you what tier resources you can find and what type in that map. So on this one, I can get tier 2 to tier 3 wood resources, tier 2 to tier 3 hides, and then tier 2 to tier 3 cotton. And I won't find any stone or ore, with the exception of tier 1. Tier 1 is everywhere. Every map you're going to find some tier 1 resources. So that's the exception on that. But if you click the X, it closes that map view, and then if you click the X up here, it closes the globe view. So movement. Movement is just done with right click of the mouse. And then if you just hold it down and move the mouse around, your character will walk in that direction. Or you can continuously click once in each area to get him moving. Up here you have the different menus. So the first one with the envelope, that's your mail. If you have a founder's pack, you're going to probably start out with some mail in there depending on what level of the founder's pack you're in. Click the X to get rid of it. This next one is the inventory. You can also use I to open it up. The crown is going to be your premium status. So you can see here that I've got 30 days as a premium status, and you do get benefits with that. The next one is going to be the currency exchange, so you can either sell silver or you can buy silver. So if you have gold, you can enter in the amount you want. So if I say I had 5,000 gold, I could sell the 5,000 gold and I would get 490,000 silver. The average right now is being shown down here where it says the 99 silver. Next, you have the Destiny board, and this, if you scroll out, this is going to be your lines for every option that you have in the game for fighting, crafting, refining, farming, weapons, armor, everything like that. It's all in here, and you just follow the tree out to the different branches. But this is all the options that you have that you can do within the game. You can learn them with points that you get, or you can learn them by using the different skills. So mining, if you mine ore to advance, so say you mine tier 2 ore, and after you get so much fame, you'll advance and be able to mine tier 3 ore, as long as you have the proper tier 2 or tier 3 tool to mine it. So same concept works with everything. So a tier 1 sword, you have to build up and use the tier 1 sword until you acquire so much fame, and then you'll be able to get the tier 2 sword. Use that sword after you get so much fame. You can get the tier 3 sword, so on and so forth. Same thing for armor. Up here, it's in the top. The next one over is the guild. So you can create a guild or you can find a guild. If you click on it, they'll give you the brief description of the guild information here. If you want to apply, just click on apply. And then the last one there is going to be when you're building on your own personal island. So you can do the economy buildings, farming, military, and houses. And then below the menu bars there, you have a small box here. And at the very beginning, it's going to give you short little quests, things that you have to do. So as a beginner woodcutter, I have to carve 3 rough logs. So these trees here, they're the rough tier 1 trees. And if you just right click on them, he'll start to mine them. And there's 2. I'm going to get 2 of the 2 that are available out of that tree. That was a rabbit that I just killed. Same concept. So now I've gained the proficiency, and I've got the beginner woodcrafter. Fame bonus of +10. It's going to tell you everything that you get on that. Now for the starting point, harvest... oh, I need to get the knife. I need to get the next step on there. It says is to gather the rough stone, and that will be up here. And in the very beginning part here, because you're going to have to craft some of your tools and weapons and armor at the very get-go for the tier 1 stuff, just collect a bunch of it all. Like follow along with the guide, but still just collect a bunch, and then you don't have to do multiple trips back to that little weapon forge over there. The rabbit, you attack the rabbit. Oh, I need the skinning knife to skin it. So I have to come over here to craft it. I guess that's a good reason why you might want to follow that at the very beginning. So this is the menu here for the workbench. So weapons tab, armor tab, and then tools is going to be your different mining. And in this case, I need the skinning knife. So we'll follow that. So I need to kill 1 rabbit. Now you don't have to equip the tools. If you have them in the inventory, it will automatically equip them when you go to use that tool. So if I come back over here, I can kill the rabbit. And then I can harvest or gather the hides. So I need 8 in total. Alright, so next I need to craft beginner's mercenary jacket, so armor. So I'm going to need more hide as well for the rest of the armor sets. So before I run back there, I'm just going to gather a little bit more. And I don't have to come back as much. At least that's the idea. You still need the other tools, or you're going to want to make the other tools, and you'll need these resources in order to make them. And the hides you will need for the armor. I don't know the exact amount, I don't really have that memorized, but it'll tell you how much you need for each one. So I need to make the jacket, so if I click on the armor tab, and then I go to the beginner's mercenary jacket, so it tells me that I have 16 and I need 8 hide in order to make it. So if I just click on craft, it'll make it. So then I gain the proficiency there. And the next step is to make the beginner's broadsword. So just click back on the workbench there and craft the sword. For the sword, I need 6 stone, 6 rough stone, which is tier 1, and then 6 rough logs, which is also tier 1. And then again, just craft. Now when you equip the weapon, you get to choose a spell. So in this case, there's only going to be 1 spell available, but if you click and hold on the question mark, it'll pop out the options that you have available. So if you hover over, you get the first option is beginner strike, so deals 110 physical damage to the target enemy. The next one is beginner cleave, attack an enemy, dealing 90 damage to the target and all enemies in close proximity. You're not really going to be taking on multiple targets this early on, so I just usually go with the 110 to do the more damage. And then just close it once you've chosen your spell. Now you'll see up here it doesn't give the next, like a specific goal, but it does tell you the journeyman adventurer, trainee fighter, trainee gatherer. Those are the different areas you need to build up the farm right now, or fame right now. So the journeyman adventurer is an overall fame. It's going to track so much fame out of everything that you do. Trainee fighter, that's the amount of fame. So you need 200 fame in order to advance as the fighter, and that's only gonna you're only gonna get that fame when you're fighting things. So when you're fighting animals, or you're fighting Morgana's heretics, or whatever it may be that you're fighting. And then the gatherer in this case is going to be, no matter what you're gathering, you need to get 240 to advance, and then you'll break it down into specifics. So it'll be like a wood gatherer, a stone gatherer, ore gatherer, cotton gatherer, hide gatherer, so on and so forth. But before I move on to all those, I'm just going to make the rest of the weapons and equipment that I need. So you want the beginner's shield, so craft that. The armor, you're going to want the hood, whoops, and then the boots, and I need more hide. Let's check the tools here real quick. So the axe, the stone hammer, and I'm going to need more wood. So I need hide and wood. So let's kill a couple. And I'm not going to get any fame for the tier 1 because I've already advanced far enough as a fighter that tier 1 does not give me any fame anymore. And because it's tier 1, like when you get further on in the game, you will get some fame, overall fame. It just won't go towards the specific of a fighter. It's the tier 1 that I believe it's just the tier 1 that you end up getting nothing at all. So I still need wood. Alright, let's try that now. Do I have enough hide? Armor, I just need the boots. Yes. And tools, I left off with the hammer, so I just need the pickaxe and the sickle. Okay. So now I have everything that I need, at least for this beginning phase. And this area is all tier 1. So once you're done that part, you want to move on. So if you follow the road, or more specifically where you're going is where that little yellow sign is, that means that's the area to go on to the next map. And in this case, I'm going into the next. So if I look in the global, that exit will take me to this city there. Now down here on the bottom of the screen, you'll see now I have a few spells or abilities, whatever you want to call them. So there's that strike that I chose for the weapon. So if I just hit Q on the keyboard and then select a target, he'll use that skill. The R, which comes from the chest armor that I'm wearing, is a heal spell, and it's only usable outside of combat. And then the F is a sprint. So if I can move, I get a speed bonus for a certain amount of time. So if you just click on to where those yellow dots were kind of going up, it'll take you into the next map. And in the city, you're going to have, or town, this is a town, sorry. You have the options open to you now for the different crafting. So you'll see this guy over here. This guy will be your workbench, which you're not really going to need for the tier 1 stuff. But this guy is going to be your warrior's forge. So this is going to be all of your armor up to tier 3 that you can make. So you got weapons, armor, and then the studying. It gives, I haven't really looked into a whole lot of that study part yet, but it does give you a better fame gain in a specific thing that you choose. So I have to look further into that one. Let's see, up here, this guy is which is he? Oh, the tools. No, this is the mage. Anyway, so if you want to follow the path of a mage, you're going to have to advance the next step first, and then tier 2 will become available to you. Right now it's red. I can craft it, but I can't equip it yet. And then armor. So this will be the armor that's going to be following for a mage. Now, you don't have to choose cloth armor. I mean, typically you're going to get bonuses. It's, the cloth armor goes with a mage, because a mage wearing plate armor, it doesn't work as well. But you can, if you choose to wear plate armor as a mage, you can do that. You can wear any armor that you want. You could do a combination. You could do a cloth hood, a plate chest, and leather boots if you wanted. It's completely up to you. There's going to be different pros and cons to doing each one. So you just have to choose what goes best with what you want to do and what role that you want to play. Who do we have over here? Is this the no, this is the Hunter Lodge. This is going to be your bows, and spears. That will also go into daggers. I can't remember what else. Crossbows. You can view it all on the Destiny board if you just follow that line. And then again, it's your armor, and for the hunter, it's the leather armor. And you can do up to tier 3 in all of these once you've crafted enough to be able to be proficient at that. This gets into your saddler, so here you can do the horses and the mounts if you want to get into that. It's it's completely up to you what you decide you want to do. You can do all, you can do one. It's completely up to you. Here you can repair. So you'll see here the green circle here and the white. The white is full durability. The green is that it's been used a little bit. So I can just hit repair all to repair all of them. If I only want to do 1 or 2, then I have to either click and drop it over here, or if I hit shift and then click, it'll send it over, but this one's already been repaired, so I can't. Salvage, when you craft things, if, like, say you've crafted a bunch of tier 2 stuff, but they're not really worth anything on the market, you don't want to put them on the market, whatever, you can salvage them and you gain back, you get silver, and then you get some resources back. And again, you'd either click and drag or just shift and click, and it'll put it over there. And it tells you down below what I'm going to get. So for this tier 1 axe, I would get back wood and rough stone, because that's what it's made out of. So you're going to get those same types of resources back. This over here is the market. So you can find anything that's available for sale in this town. It won't, so like if I go to the next city over, these items are going to be different and different prices depending on how many people are selling, what's available, what's currently in demand, so on and so forth. It's available there. You can drop down the categories to choose different things for the tiers and the quality, just to get more specific when you're looking for something specific. Selling would also be done down here. If you click on the sell tab, anything in your inventory, you can click to sell. You just you do sell and then create a sell order and type in whatever price. So if I put in 50, it's going to tell me that 50 silver is 200% above the average sale price for this item. And then you would just hit confirm, and it's going to tell you the total amount of silver that you're going to be getting. And then when you buy something, you'll have to come here and click take all, or click on the individual items in order to take them to your inventory. Just make sure that your category is all for these here. Otherwise, like if you choose a specific category on the other screen, you switch to this tab, it's going to carry that over. So if you bought something that's not in that exact match, it's not going to show up here until you go back to all, or you go to that specific item. Continuing on, now we're going to get down into not the refining yet, I don't think, no. So this guy here is going to be your tool maker. So here you can make all the tools that you'll need up to tier 3. The accessories, so the bag will let you carry a little bit more weight. And then the cape, I never really looked into what exactly it did other than just being a cape. Gives a little bit of resistance, plus 9.5. So yeah, it's just another accessory to wear, right? Furniture is going to be for your house. When you get your own island and you build a house on it, you can put stuff like a chest in there, or you can put furniture, which will give different bonuses. This one is the stone. Yep, stonemason. So this is going to be to transform tier 2 stone unrefined stone into tier 2 limestone blocks. And the same thing for tier 3, the sandstone blocks. And you do get it for free in the starting town up to tier 3, whereas the city, after tier 2, you have to pay silver per refinement. Unless you're on your own island, then you don't have the silver cost, but you do have to feed. Anyways, here's the lumber mill, so you can do the tier 2 logs into the planks and tier 3. And then over this side, this is going to be the tanner. So basic same idea, except this is going to be the hides into the stiff leather for tier 2 and tier 3. And then this is going to be for the cloth. Same example. So the cotton into simple cloth for tier 2 and tier 3. So we're going to go out and do some crafting. Now, if you're, or some gathering, if you have, depending on the level of a founder's pack that you have, you may have gotten an ox and or a horse included with your founder pack. Those are very beneficial in the beginning because you can carry so much more. Otherwise, you're going to be doing quite a bit of trips back and forth for a bit until you can afford to buy an ox or a horse or even a donkey on the market. So if you come through here, these trees here are all rough logs, which for right now are useless to you. When you get your own island, they'll become useless, or they'll become useful. But the trees differ, so those are the rough logs, and you'll learn to identify fairly quickly. All the tier 2 trees are going to look like this one here, the birch tree. And then, so that's what we're after right now. And you'll see that it said 3 fame, plus 3 fame. And then if you look over here, the Journeyman Adventurer, I've now got 3 of 9,000. And then the Gatherer, I've got 3 of 240. So, you know, you want to take as much as you can to keep increasing the level. The foxes, that'll help you increase your skill as a fighter. And the idea, oh, this is a tier 2 fox, though, but that's okay. That's what I want. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong health bar. So you want to advance in the Journeyman Adventurer as well as the Trainee Fighter. And then after you've advanced, then you can start breaking off into like the Hunter or the Mage, depending on which route you want to go. So all we're going to do is come in here, collect a few things, and then I'm going to show the refinement. So we got, oh, there's some cotton, so we'll grab some of that real quick. And then when you're crafting the items, to craft them, you have to use materials that have been refined. So that's what you're going to be turning like the rough logs into and such. Let's see, there's a little bit more cotton there. Let's just grab that. There's not any ore on this map, so I can't really gather any of that. But we'll take one more fight here. Kill this fox and grab the hide, and then I'll go back into the town there and just show you the refinement. And up there on the inventory menu button, you can see it says 53%. That's my weight capacity. So right now I'm at 57% of my weight capacity, and that'll keep going up every time you gather. Once you go above the 100%, then you're going to start walking slower. And as you continue to go above that, you'll just continue to walk slower until you get to the point where you're pretty much not moving at all. And that's where the game, until you can get an ox, it just becomes a time thing, because you have to make multiple trips back and forth to the town. Whereas the ox, you can go through, you can gather a lot more before you have to go back to town. So if I just click on the birch planks, and I can choose, if I don't want to craft all 18, I can slide this down, or I can just highlight it and enter in a number. But for this, I'm just going to do all 18. So if you just hit craft, it'll craft them. I got 18 fame, and my planks are down there. And as you can see, the refiner, Journeyman Refiner, has gained 18 points in the fame, and then the 18 went to what I've currently got overall for the Journeyman Adventurer. So next, I don't have any stone. There's nothing other than tier 1 stone on that map, but this over here is tier 2, the limestone. So I might as well just grab that real quick and I'll refine it. And so same concept, if I come over here, I click into the stonemason, lime 2, I select that, and then just hit craft, and it crafts. Now, you'll notice that after the 6, and you can see the 6 here, I still have 2 left. So I have some remainder because of my crafting, so I'll craft that as well, and then I've got 1 left. So now instead of 6, I actually got 9 blocks out of that, actually 10 blocks out of that 6 rough stone. And you won't always get that, but sometimes you will. Cloth is the same idea. Got 12 for 1, and the tanner. Alright, so let's go up to the Warrior's Forge. And this would be the smelter when you go to another map that does have the, well, there's ore right here, so if I just gather that real quick, tier 2 ore. And let's go ahead and craft that. Alright, now. And this is the workbench over here. You want to go to the Warrior's Forge. So, I'm going to want eventually to get the tier 2 sword, but I need to continue fighting. And so right now I can craft it, so I would just select it like I did here. I'd select it and then hit craft. I don't have which resources am I missing? Oh, I'm missing the ore. Do I have much of... You know, let's go and we'll craft... This should show you, it's the same concept as the refining. I don't have the 32 wood for the bow. Did I not gather enough for any of them? Alright, so I'll craft the staff. So again, the fame went towards my crafter, Journeyman Mage's Tower crafter. And then if I wanted to, over here, this is where I was talking about. So if I go into salvage and I salvage the tier 2, oh, I don't want to equip it. I want to salvage it. Now I'm going to get 36 silver back, and then the 4 wood and 2 copper. So in the beginning, the crafting is also a good way not only to build the fame, but then you can make back some silver. It doesn't cost you any silver to make it, but you're going to get some silver back when you salvage it. So salvaging the items that you craft out of the materials that you've gathered to get yourself going will help you with gaining the silver. It's not going to be a lot, but it will be something, and that'll help towards getting your ox or your horse or whatever else you might want to buy. So that's how you're going to get started in the game. That'll get you going, and then you'll get into more stuff as you get into. So say you want to be a crafter, and you start out crafting fighter stuff. So you craft the sword, the shield, and then the helmet, chest, and boots. And you do that for tier 2, and then tier 3, and then after tier 3. Because of the amount that it's going, to continue to keep up all areas of the fighter, all 3 armor, and then sword and shield, it's going to cost a lot of wood and a lot of ore and some hide as well for the weapons, which is going to cost a lot of time gathering unless you can afford to buy it on the market. So that's where you're going to start to get into the more specifics. So you might start crafting all the areas of the fighter, but when you advance from tier 3, you're probably going to start getting more into the specific, either specifically swords or specifically warhammers or specifically axes, or specifically chest armor or specifically helmet or boots. It's just going to be that specific, and you're not really going to keep up to every area unless you spend a lot of time gathering or you have the money to just buy the materials that you need on the market. So just know that you'll probably start off crafting it in the whole general area of a fighter, a mage, or a hunter, but as you advance, you're going to want to start to get more specific unless you have the time to do the gathering to keep up all areas, just because it'll cost so much in fame that it'll just take a long time to progress. But that should get you started.